everyone, Monica here. Welcome to Consulting Monica. So this channel is about how to take charge of your mind and emotions so that you don't experience in your life issues such as low self-esteem, depression, anger, negative emotions. And if you are in one of those, so that you can easily come to the surface, so that you can easily control your life and situation to actually achieve your dreams, right? So today I want to talk about depression. Now, depression is a very misunderstood term, and a lot of people consider it like it's something that's clinically ill or genetically. But most of the people who are depressed, like I would say 70% of them, it's because it's self-induced. Now, how does depression work and how to stay away from it, right? So you have to understand that unless you have very intense emotions and thoughts towards something, you cannot get depressed. So the problem is not with the thoughts and the emotions that you have, but the direction which they're taking you. Because if your thoughts and emotions are working against you and not for you, then we call it depression. But if they're working for you and not against you, then we call it happiness, right? So if you can put your mind in one direction, then you can turn your mind in the other direction. So there's always a way out. And the way out is always in. And in this case, means to understand your mind and emotions and take charge of them. Do not let them control you. Now, what you need to understand, and this is very important, is that there's a very, very thin line between sanity and insanity. I should know because I've been both, yes? So I really came back of a period of insanity, I would say. And that insanity, you can only push yourself into it alone. Now, this line, you have to understand that if you keep crossing the line, one day you won't come back. Yes. So what do I mean by crossing the line? Now, for example, if I get very, very angry today and then I come back, right? I get very angry today and then I come back. I get very negative today and then I come back. I get very depressed today and then I come back. So if you keep doing this, one day you won't come back. So you really need to pay attention to this and don't take it like it's not important, like, oh, okay, so I got angry a little bit and then it passed. What's the problem? Now I'm peaceful. Don't put it like that, because you crossed the line and it's there in your subconscious. Keep deepening that connection between your neurons where it's okay to be negative. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to hate someone. It's okay to have these thoughts towards someone. But actually, they're all directed towards you. And you create certain patterns in your mind that are going to keep popping back up to the surface until you're going to lose it. Yes? So it's very important. That's why I keep saying that it's very important to take charge of your emotions and to avoid such situations. And avoid it like when you see... Like if you feel like, whenever you feel like getting angry, think like, oh, I stepped on a mine. I'm just going to back off right now. And don't cross that line. Yes. You have to recognize whenever you're about to get angry or mad or upset or depressed, you have to think of it. You look at it in the face and say, is this worth it? Because it doesn't pay to be miserable. It doesn't pay to be depressed, but it always pays to be joyful and happy. So why don't you choose that mechanism? Because that being happy and joyful it's an upward spiral for yourself, right? But being depressed and negative or upset, that's a downward spiral. And between these two, there's that thin line. And you can't keep bouncing back and forth on the line because, it's just like bouncing on a net, hoping it won't break. If you keep bouncing on it, one day it will break, yes? And if you have the tendency to get angry or depressed or to be negative or to be vengeful towards people, it's important to also look in your childhood because this can play a very major role in these tendencies that you have. For example, it is possible that maybe as a child your parents rewarded you when you were sick, right? And by reward, I mean they were cuddling you, taking care of you, right? Making you feel safe. And because of that, maybe now when you feel low, you feel the need to kind of self-sabotage yourself because in reality you just want somebody's attention so that they can make you feel safe, so that you can feel someone takes care of you, so that you can feel someone loves you. And maybe this is a pattern from your childhood that you don't even recognize. So you have to look within yourself. Or maybe when you were very happy as a kid, you were bothering your parents, making scandal as kids used to do, and maybe they were putting you off, like, hey, stop shouting, stop screaming, stop laughing, not with ill intentions, but maybe now you associate being happy with something that it's not okay to do. So you have to look where you're coming from and what tendencies and patterns you created starting from your childhood, and correct them. Because like I said, if your mind can go in one direction, it can go in the other direction, right? You can be just as addicted to laughing and being positive and joyful and caring towards people as you can be towards being depressed and angry and looking for empathy and being depressed and trying to draw attention and making people care through that way. But this has nothing to do with people and how they react. It has everything to do with you and how you are on the inside. So that's why I'm saying you need to take charge of your mind and emotions, and you need to not allow your mind to be in that state. Whenever you feel like you're just comfortable or apathetic or sad or depressed, you tell your mind, no, we're not doing this. It's just like you wake up in a pool of shit. Are you gonna stay there and smell it? No, wake up, you gotta get out, wash yourself and flip the coin. Really, it's like flipping a coin, because you dictate what your mind gives to you. You dictate it, yes, nobody else. So you have to understand that as long as you're depressed, as long as you're sad, as long as you're miserable, these things, guys, nobody's gonna reward you for it, really. So just flip the coin, take charge of your mind and emotions, and build incentives within your mind. So for example, like when you wake up, you tell your mind, today we're gonna create a joyful world. Today I'm gonna be loving. Today, I'm gonna help everybody however much I can. Today I will create a better world for me and for the people around me. And if you keep telling that to yourself, your mind will, whenever you're gonna wake up, it's gonna say, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. And then it won't allow you to go beneath a certain point. So that's what I had for you today, guys. And as a recap, my God, it's been just 3 minutes. Okay, so as a recap, you can only cause depression to yourself or misery or negative emotions as a choice, and you can only do it if your mind and emotions are very intense. 1, 2, they go in the wrong direction, which means they work against you, not for you. So you gotta flip the coin and make them work for you. How do you do that? By setting incentives to your mind, like you commit today and every day when you wake up to make a joyful, loving world around you, and first of all within you. And you also have to understand that getting angry, even for a moment, it's already a sign that you're going mad. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it's a step towards that, and then you're creating certain chemical pathways in that direction. So don't do that. So thank you for your time, guys. Now remember, I'm a life coach and consultant, and I teach you, if you have any kind of issues with these kind of problems, then I can help you to correct them. Please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can find my Facebook downwards in the description box, and write me a message or set a free call with me. So thank you for your time.